Ghost laces. What's up guys, James here from BootWizard Boot Reviews, and today we are doing full tech spec breakdown of the Nike Phantom Vision 2. So I was quite a big fan of the Phantom Vision 1. It had some small issues here and there, so today we're going to see if the Phantom Vision 2 has fixed those and if this boot is worth your money and should you go out and buy it. We're also going to talk about something that really irritates me about this boot, and yet it's also the thing that means that I really like this boot. Bit strange. If you want to know what that is, remember to stick with us through the video. Remember to hit that like button, and if you're not already, get subscribed. Let's jump in to this Phantom Vision 2. So the upper on the Phantom Vision 1 is a full texturized Flyknit outer shell with a ghost lacing system which is connected to this dynamic fit collar here, the ghost laces running down the middle of the boot and connecting to the quad fit mesh, which is the key technology in these boots. It's a quad fit that wraps your foot, and then when you apply pressure and tension to it by pulling the laces tight, it wraps around your foot and gives you really good lockdown and makes you feel very secure in the boot, with the boot also being super comfortable. The upper on the Phantom Vision 2 is a full Flyknit outer shell with a ghost lacing system that is connected to this little collar that runs down into the quad fit mesh. The quad fit mesh, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's almost identical. So this is where my gripe with the Phantom Vision 2 starts, and it's because these two boots, from the upper perspective at least, are almost identical. They both have that Flyknit outer shell, they both have the ghost lacing system, and they both have the quad fit mesh. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you saw my review of the Vision 1, you know that I'm a big fan of the boot. So maintaining those characteristics makes for a boot I still really enjoy. But when you're coming out with a brand new model, I've said this before, particularly about the Adidas Predator 18 and 19, I feel like you have to have more innovation and you have to change a boot a little more than Nike have done here. But what are the changes? The changes that Nike have made are that they have removed a layer of material, a layer of mesh from around that quad fit, so it's a little bit more of a barefoot sensation, but only barely. The touch and feel between these two boots is almost identical. The textured patterning, which is so key to the touch and feel of this Phantom Vision, which I still really love, has been changed on the Vision 2 as well. The big triangular section that was on the Vision 1 has been moved, and that triangle now sits further down the boot, and it also takes up more space in terms of the heavily textured area, and also that heavily textured area is a thicker layer of Nike skin, so it just gives a little bit more compression and a little bit more padding in that high contact area with the ball, although the boot as a whole still maintains a pretty solid and pretty barefoot feel. The texturing around the lateral side of the boot has also changed slightly. It has a very similar effect on the ball, but instead of just being a sandpaper-like feel on a very flimsy outer shell, the Nike coating that's been used does seem to have given the boot a little bit more structure, and it just feels a little bit more sturdy and premium and less flappy than the Flyknit outer shell did feel at points on the Vision 1. And that leads back into another thicker area of that Nike skin, another slightly more padded area, again a little bit more structure and a little bit more of a premium feel as that happens, and runs round into this heel counter area here, which has been beefed up with a rubber padded section, essentially there for when that tenacious defensive midfielder is clipping Kevin De Bruyne's heels, you can keep on going. The material in this lace cover section that covers over those ghost laces, yes, this boot does have laces. It is not a laceless boot in any way. This is just a lace cover. The material has been thickened up a little bit, and again, it just leads to a slightly more premium feel for this boot, when the Vision 1 at times could feel a little cheap. No more so than in that dynamic fit collar, which was a bit flappy. So with this iteration of the Vision, they've gone with a much lower, much sleeker looking dynamic fit collar, and it's been made from circle knit, and it's just more solid, more sturdy. It feels more premium, which is saying something considering it's circle knit versus fly knit, and the circle knit's supposed to be the cheaper material. Nike have also added a pull tab just under that lace cover there to help you get these boots on, because many people did have an issue getting the Vision 1 on. And as I said before, that runs down into your ghost lacing system, which is connected to your quad fit mesh, which is unchanged. And I still maintain that quad fit mesh is one of the best technologies on the market today. It's flexibility, what you can do with it, and the lockdown that it gives you once this boot is on feet and the laces are tied tight is nigh on unbeatable. I think that despite this maybe not looking like it, this is easily one of the best lockdown boots on the market right now. So if you value lockdown, you should definitely be checking out the Vision 2. The upper also has ACC, in case you were wondering. So looks wise, I never really had a problem with the Vision 1. I know a lot of people weren't a fan of this big triangle. Personally, I think it looked alright, but I can't deny that the Vision 2 is an improvement. I love this improved color blocking, even where they've moved these extra pass pad textured elements too, just kind of changes the dynamic of the boot. And I think overall, this is definitely a better looking boot than what came before it, and I think Nike can probably have some fun with the color blocking options that they've got here. So I have absolutely no complaints about this. There's no wearable finish on the outsole, which again I'm not too upset about. I find that they're a bit gimmicky anyway, but overall the chrome with the red and black accents in this Future Lab pack look fantastic, and I'm a fan of this. I think it looks really nice. So for the sole plate, let's get the gripe out of the way first. It is identical to what you're going to find on the Vision 1. It's a direct carryover. But I'm not particularly mad about that because it's something that Nike does regularly anyway, carries over sole plates from one generation to the other, and there's not a huge amount wrong with this hyper-reactive sole plate. You get bladed studs in the heel and a reasonably stiff heel area and enough flexibility in the midfoot. This sole plate as a whole matches up with the boot quite nicely. The forefoot is a little bit more rigid than you might be expecting, and I do sometimes find it bends at a slightly strange point because the toe box area is a little stiffer than normal, but not a huge problem when I'm playing. The studs themselves up in the forefoot area are like these stylized conical studs, the outside area designed for rotational movement and the inside area designed for purchase in the ground and push off, along with this little toe push off area here, which I actually quite like. So the traction overall is good, the sole plate feeling is good, it matches up with the boot pretty much perfectly, and I don't have much else to say. It's just there, it's the same, and it does a good job. Okay, taking a look at the weight, the boots are very similar, but do they weigh the same? So we put the old Phantom Vision 1 on the scales first, 217 grams. Not a bad weight, not incredibly light, but it's pretty good. Compare that up with the Phantom Vision 2, and we've got 227 grams. So we've actually gone up a considerable amount, and most of that is going to come from this heel pad that's been added and the increase in the texture on this Nike skin, which, like I say, I think has added to an improvement of the boot overall. It feels more premium, it looks more premium, it is better, but that has come at a bit of a cost on weight. However, if you're buying this boot, I don't think weight should be a main consideration, and you should just pick the one that comes in your price range and that you like the best. So while it's heavier, not too mad about it. So, value for money, and this for me is where the Phantom Vision really starts to come unstuck. This is €270, which is basically more expensive than almost every single other Nike top-end boot, and that's because it has a collar. Look closely, I promise, it has a collar. Anything that Nike release with a dynamic fit collar comes with a premium price tag, and the Phantom Vision 2 is no different. Now, if you remember from earlier in the video when I stated that the upper and the general performance of this boot are fundamentally the same as the Vision 1, is there justification for going out and spending your money on the Vision 2 when the boots are so similar? If you're into the Vision idea, if you're into a control boot, that Flyknit upper, you want to try the quad fit mesh, while yes, I think the Vision 2 is a little better than the Vision 1, considering the price you can get these on sale now, I wouldn't be going anywhere near the Vision 2 at €270. I know I'll let you down. So before we jump these on feet, taking a look on the inside, you get the Nike Grip insole with pour-on inserts in the back. This is probably one of the best Nike insoles on an elite level boot at the moment. There's a really nice synthetic suede material through the heel. Does a fantastic job of keeping you locked into the boot. The heel lock down this boot is very, very good. And then that transitions into just pure quad fit mesh in the forefoot, which is equally comfortable. This boot as a whole is a very comfortable option. Looking at Nike's current elite level boot lineup, I would say that this is probably the most comfortable, especially out of the box. So on feet, starting with the basics. Width-wise, these have plenty of width through the midfoot with the way that quad fit mesh works, and there's plenty of width through the toe box area as well. So if you have wide feet, definitely consider the Phantom Vision and the Vision 2. Lengthwise, these retain an issue that the Vision had in terms of sizing, which is that they run about a quarter of a size long. So if you're in between sizes, definitely go for the smaller one, but generally your regular size, true to size, is going to work for most people. I've gone with a UK 8, which is what I normally wear in Nike, and it's working out for me. But I do wish that this was an area that Nike had fixed, because it does irritate me just that little bit. So as I said before, the lockdown in this boot is phenomenal. The quad fit mesh does an amazing job. I can't express exactly how good I think quad fit mesh is. It keeps your foot locked in place while still giving you a freedom of movement and also not squeezing your foot. Quad fit mesh is fantastic. In terms of responsiveness, while this is quite a flexible boot, there's not much break-in time that's going to be required. The responsiveness is still very, very good. I have no complaints there at all. This is a control boot. It's been designed for that idea of a Kevin De Bruyne playmaker in the middle of the park with lots of multi-directional movement. You want lockdown, you want responsiveness, you want a good touch on the ball, and all of these elements do add up to a boot that does exactly what Nike want it to do, which, whether you like the boot or not, is something that you have to applaud because it's not something we always get. So I have just listed a whole host of things that are improved from the Vision 1 to the Vision 2. So what is my problem really? And the problem is that the tech is basically the same, the feel of the boot is basically the same, and the touch on the ball is fundamentally the same. Have Nike improved this boot? 100%. But have they improved it enough to justify this being a Vision 2? Maybe. But the problem is that I think Nike have set the bar too high. Adidas is a brand that I kind of expect to trot out a 12-monthly minor refresh of all of their boots, and then we get a big refresh every 2 years. With Nike, I've kind of come to expect every new model to be innovative, to be something new, and to be something, quite frankly, a bit special. And the Vision 2 isn't that, although it is better than the Vision 1. So that's my take on the boot that still has the best grip textured upper on the market, especially with those new slightly thicker Nike skin areas. It's a great touch on the ball, but let me know what you think. Put down in the comments if you've already picked up the Vision 2 or if you're going to. Remember to get subscribed to the channel, we'll have an unboxing of this coming up very soon. And as always, remember to hit the like button, it supports us a huge amount. But that's all from BootWizard here today. I hope you've enjoyed it, have a good one, and we'll see you soon.